What's going on, y'all? It's the Conscious One coming at you, and yeah, I'm just gonna talk about some serious stuff that's been on my mind lately. You know, the energy is so off, and I know those of you out there, I know you know what I'm talking about. The energy is so off, and all I can do is go back to when these cell phones came in our hands. It's my honest opinion that these cell phones, for the most part, have ruined our lives. And I don't want to make it seem like it's all over. You know, I don't like to think negative like that, but can any of y'all remember what it was like before these cell phones came in your hand? Can you remember what type of individual you was? What you thought about when you got up in the morning? What were your goals? What were your ambitions? Because whatever your goals, your ambitions were before these cell phones, somebody changed it. Because for the most part, everybody's doing the same thing. They're being parasitic. We get up in the morning, we search for a YouTube video, we search for something to stimulate the dopamine in our brains and it's going to be behind a screen. See, before you stimulated the dopamine in your brain by, well, if you're a man, you know, you want to go work on your car or you want to go handle some business, um, you want to build something, you want to fix something, uh, maybe you call some girls on the phone and talk to them. Maybe you want to go talk to some females in person, or maybe you went to go talk to your friends in person, or you met them somewhere. You sat down and had dinner, or something like that. Whatever it was, it was different before these phones got in our hands. These phones pretty much have ruined our lives. Most people do not know how to communicate. Most people I come in contact with, they don't know how to communicate. And a matter of fact, just to just even when you walk up to somebody and talk to them and it's face to face, it even feels weird because we've been so immersed in these black screens for all these years. I knew personally when we got these cell phones, I knew I was screwed. I knew it. I said, so this is going to be the end, huh? My consciousness is going to disappear behind this little device here. And we all pretty much knew it. Most of us knew it. This was the beginning of the end when we got these cell phones in our hand. You know, the fact that we got to take these things everywhere we go. And you can't, most of us can't live without them because you need them just to, you know, function in this society now. You know, I knew I was going to, I mean, I hate to say it, but yeah, we need these phones to function. That's why when you lose your cell phone and you can't find your cell phone, it's like fireworks going off in your head. Oh my God, my life is not going to continue until I find what his cell phone is. And then when I find what my cell phone is, then life will continue. It's just amazing how this has been done to us. You know, I'm glad these phones didn't come out like, you know, when I was a teenager, like 13, 14 years old. I didn't really start depending on cell phones, uh, like until I was about, I don't know, like maybe 30 years old is when I really start. Okay, I need to know what my cell phone is. I need the cell phone to function. Maybe maybe a little bit after 30 years old. Maybe somewhere around 32 years old or something. 33, 34 years old. I'm glad these things didn't come into my hands when I was a teenager. I can't imagine what these young teenagers are going through right now. Well, to them it's normal. To them is normal. But those of us who were around before these cell phones and had a normal functional life know that everything's not normal now. Again, the energy's off. Nobody knows how to communicate. The only thing people know how to do really is be parasitic. Once again, you're stimulating your dopamine by looking at my channel, looking at other people's channel. You have lost your ability to communicate with other people. Some of you think that you're communicating properly, but you're actually not. Other people can see it. Whether you can see it yourself or not, I don't know. Me, I can see it somewhat, but I still like to believe I had a ability to communicate with people effectively. It's other people that's acting weird that I'm looking at And I'm saying, wow, this person really doesn't know how to communicate no more. They lost the ability. They don't know how to function. They only know how to function behind a screen. Like you could be talking to somebody and you be like, all right, man, I'll tell you later what's going on. And it's like they got to go through an app. You got to go through an app now. You got to go through uh, WhatsApp, Instagram, Facebook. That's the only way you know how to communicate with people. You only know how to communicate with people through memes. You actually have lost your ability to communicate with somebody like real without being behind the monolith of these cell phones with the black screen. It's like without these phones, you really don't have anything to do or anything to say without a phone being in your hand. A lot of you are messed up out there because of these phones. I'm just gonna be straight up honest. Now, I like posting YouTube videos. I enjoy the fact that people look at what I've done, things that I've done. Most of the reason I do YouTube videos is to look at my own involvement over the years and the places I've been, just to remind myself of how I got where I was and why do I think the way I do, so forth and so on. And so I do these videos to remind myself of who I am, because I fear one day they seriously want to, they want to separate your content. They want everybody to really forget about who they really are. And they want you to become lost behind these black screens. And see, doing YouTube videos was one of the ways I set that up for myself, so I'll never forget who I was. I can go back and know what I did 6 or 7 years ago and say, oh yeah, that's who I am. I'm not this person that gets up in the morning and just looks for videos to watch other people stimulate me. A lot of y'all know this is messed up, right? Y'all know y'all not supposed to be being parasitic like that. Okay? All it does is turn you into a parasite when you constantly watching and looking at people's YouTube videos. Unfortunately, they've made it such that it's like we really have no choice. I mean, I don't go to the gym no more. Y'all know why I can't go to the gym. The things that I used to have an outlet to do, it's not available anymore because it is scamdemic. So what am I forced to do? I'm forced to pick up my cell phone and stimulate my dopamine that way. Well, most of the time, I'm not looking at videos. I'm usually listening to lectures and stuff like that. I still have a little bit of, I would like to believe, a functioning brain. Because basically what these phones have done is given most people a lobotomy. And for y'all who don't know what a lobotomy is, it's basically cut off a section of your brain. You're like handicapped. What was it like? I mean, I have our IQs risen. Oftentimes I ask myself when I'm using my GPS, wow, it's like if I didn't have this GPS, I'll feel helpless. Like, well, how did we get around before? Obviously, we had instincts to get around, to navigate around these places, these cities, even into other states and towns. Now we're totally dependent on the GPS. So have our IQs risen? No, I don't think so. They're dropping, and they're dropping fast. And y'all better do something to keep your mind functioning properly, because things are only going to get worse. I hate to say it, but it's true. You're going to have to go back inside yourself, as I keep saying, and find that higher you. And you're going to have to, you're going to have to become your own best friend, because if people are not willing to communicate and meet up anymore, which really you can't do, because you can't go here without the jab. You can't do this without the jab. You see, they've made it's amazing how they've made it that way, that we have no choice. See, lucky me, I grew up the only child. I have a half brother, or I had a half brother, and I have a half sister. But I grew up by myself in the house, so I have mastered being by myself and being to my own thoughts and functioning out of that realm. I'm glad, I grew up by myself, because it's helping me in these times more than ever. But seriously, folks out there, these phones have caused a lobotomy in most of our brains. Part of your brain has shut down. People don't even feel right. You walk up to somebody and you want to have a direct conversation with them. People don't even feel right no more doing that. People feel awkward. A lot of times, like, I'll give you an example. Like, let's say I drop off an order to somebody But people just don't seem right. I say, okay, thank you. Have a good night, sir. They say thank you, and then they walk away, and I walk away, and about 4 seconds later, they say thank you, like thank you, like this. They sound like children. They sound like babies. Why are you saying thank you twice after I had already said thank you, sir? Have a good night. Why can't you just lead a conversation without saying that? Then, as I'm walking towards my car, as if you're fearful standing before me. A lot of people are filled up with fear to the point they don't know how to conversate no more. That's too direct. That's too in their face. They can't take the energy. I think, honestly, a lot of people cannot take my energy when I approach them directly because they giving up their energy to some other form of entity, and this is going to lead to most people taking a chip because people are tired of carrying around their cell phones everywhere. They're tired of cracking their cell phone screens. Like I just cracked mine again yesterday, and I'm tired of carrying my cell phone around. I need it for work, but I'm tired of dealing with this phone. I really am. And so people are gonna say, just give me a chip because I'm tired of carrying this phone in my hand. I gotta carry my groceries. Where's my mask? You see how they got us now, folks? It's sad. It's sad. They got us like a bunch of fumbling, bumbling idiots. You know. Then you got the people who are addicted to negativity. If I post stuff about negative stuff and negative energy coming from me, I get a lot of views. If I post stuff about some positive stuff, people don't want that. They only want to see they only want to hear about the negative. Some dark energy out there, y'all. And I just want to let y'all know I'm doing the best I can to keep the spirits high. And I'm telling y'all the truth. If you don't have something on the inside, I mean, you really screwed. You gotta have something. It has to be something on the inside that protects you from all this stuff they throwing at us from the outside. If you don't have that, I don't know what to tell you. Joseph Chaplin talks about it. He calls it the green energy. He says it's going to be energy to come down to preserve those in this time from what we going through. Now, me, I'm about to head off to Vegas soon, and I don't have any real friends in Vegas, but I have to go there because number one, I don't like being in the cold anymore. I see how it affects my body. Number two, New York has too many draconian policies that's starting to affect my reality, my life. Little things that they take away that you didn't really realize how that little thing meant a lot until they take it away from you. So I have to be in the sun. I really need to. I want to go work out. I want to be in the gym, and I'm afraid these East Coast cities, they just gonna keep hammering down on my life, and they're gonna make other people. Even if I could stay in the East Coast and be functional, so many people around me are dysfunctional that I can't be around them anymore. I have to go back around to the people who are in the Sun Belt because I think those people are still operating on a higher frequency than these people in places like Chicago and New York. You see. So I didn't just about say what I wanted to say, y'all. And I'm telling y'all, whatever you can do to just keep your vibration high and not continue on going down the drain with this lobotomy that they're putting on all of us, do it. If people want advice, I'll give them some advice. And that's all I got to say about this. Y'all take care out there. All right, peace.